Hey,
All right, we're back.
we're back. We're back. This is the obligatory podcast with Kermit Gonzalez and Mike Hurley. I'm Mike Hurley,
And I'm Kermit Gonzalez.
coming to you live-ish. It's Tuesday night around.
Tuesday night, February 6th.
Yep, 8:48 p.m. And what is this? This is new this week.
This is our bootleg theme. Everyone has theme music, so we're just,
And you decide that fit us perfectly, whatever that is. What is that?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. It's like if the Smurfs had gone techno, which I guess is precisely, that
It
works
was
for
very
us.
chill music.
That's-
You'll set in the mood,
That's
man.
perfect. So enough frizzle frazzle. Let's get right into it this week. How was your week, man? What'd you do?
What'd I do? Saturday, I went to an expensive restaurant, lost money.
Oh, what restaurant?
Melting Pot.
You know, the good thing about having no sponsors is we don't have to worry about offending anybody at this
Yeah.
point.
I'll never go again.
You don't like-
unless.
Really? You don't like the melting pot?
No, man.
Really?
Dude,
I haven't been there since like probably homecoming 1992
And you're still
or
in debt.
something like that. What? Yeah,
You're probably
yeah,
still
I've
in
been
debt.
paying
Yeah,
out.
it's so expensive for making us cook our own food.
Make you cook your own food. Yeah, it's like Benihana's, except here you do this. You know,
Not the Mexican cooking me my food.
I thought you would love that. You guys are big on
No.
melted cheese, and you know,
That's
you
white
put
people.
what? Come on, you guys invented queso.
No,
Get out of here.
No, okay.
Which is delicious, by the way. Like, if I ever get in an accident and, like, they're like, look, we can give you, like, 32 cc's of morphine, or we can just hook this bag of Gringos Locos queso up. And I'm like, give me the queso. In fact, as much as I eat, it's probably better if I just mainline the queso anyway. You know, speaking of sponsors, Gringo Locos. There you go. Already.
That's a sponsor we get behind.
That's a sponsor, and you know that's a sponsor. You don't even have to pay me, and that's probably a terrible way to do business. But I just love them. They're great
Every week.
every week. So why didn't you like the melting pot?
I mean, it was a 4-course meal.
Mm-hmm.
We got there at 8, and we didn't leave till midnight.
Really?
That's how long it took for them to switch.
Who
out
was
the
with
plates. Me, my girl, and then like it was Jersey's girlfriends.
And you guys all got there on time.
We actually did get there on
What?
time. Yep.
This is hard to
Because
believe.
it's reservations. If you don't show up, you're screwed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we should do comedy shows now. Like if you're performing and you don't show up, we just don't let you in. Maybe
Is
that will get.
Well, we do that now. What are you talking about?
Okay.
No,
What?
We're that lenient. We're not that lenient.
We're pretty lenient.
I've seen you kick some people off of a show once for showing up late at the improv. I'm
What?
not gonna throw names, but
really?
I seen you throw down.
Have I?
Yes,
Have I?
you're like everyone here is on time and you're not, and scratch your name.
You know, I can't recall the specific time, but that sounds exactly like
Oh,
something I
trust
would
me,
say.
it was.
Like everybody has, you know, I just hate when people don't show up on time and they're like, oh, there was traffic. It's like, yeah, man, everybody knew there was traffic. Everybody got, I don't know.
I
don't
love
know.
it because I get more minutes. Oh my god, good.
So it was a birthday party. It was a birthday dinner. Something
That was a
like
birthday party. You know,
So what, like 8 or 9 a year, or something like,
like
that?
10
10?
people.
10,
So it
10
was,
people
It was chill. Just
dipping things into
I
melted
wasn't
cheese.
ready.
You didn't know what it was?
No, I didn't know what it was. I wasn't ready. So that's all it was.
I feel like someone should have prepared you.
Should have. Should have
Like,
told me
shoulda
that I
let
had
you
to be
know.
part of the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're part of the cooking staff. I'm like, great.
I thought I had the night off.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so whatever. And then Sunday was Super Bowl.
Sunday was Super Bowl. You watch it?
I did. Did you?
I watched the last half of the last period. Is that what you guys call it? The period? The last half.
I'm
of
assuming
I'm
that's
not a sports guy.
Yeah, I'm
not a
assuming that's
sports
the
guy.
only game you watched the whole year too.
Yes, and it's the only last quarter of the last quarter of any football game I watched this year. And the only reason I did it was I caught the last half of the Super Bowl last year, and I'm not even a sports fan, and that was just amazing to watch.
Last year
on
was
shit.
an amazing.
And you know the funny thing, I don't care one way or the other. Patriots, Eagles, whoever, Oilers, whoever. I don't care who wins.
Did you say Oilers?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care who wins. But with 2 minutes left on the clock, I wanted to see the Patriots come back. I wanted
Well,
to
that's
see
what
them.
everyone was hoping.
Not everybody. I mean,
Well,
I think
if you're not a Philly fan, if
well,
you are a Philly fan,
no, because this year the one thing you found was like there was Patriots fans and everybody that hated the Patriots. Like how
all
many people
band
were saying
together.
like we're not even Eagles fans. We're just anybody but the Patriots, which I think is the most petty way to live your life. So I'm a fan of that naturally, you know. But
Yeah.
But it's funny though, because Super Bowl Sunday, I took the kids down to Coliseum of Comics down on 192 in Kissimmee because I've never been to. Have you been to that one?
Mm-hmm.
I had never been to that one. And Phil, the guy who owns all the Coliseums, he's a good friend of, like, we do the Geeks of Comedy shows, and he's been a sponsor for us at MegaCon for years. And I've never been to that location, but when I found out it was there and it was the biggest one, I was like, okay, the boys want to go to a comic book shop today. We'll swing down there. And we go down there, and it wasn't the biggest comic book shop I've ever been in, but it's nice, you know. And when we're, I love it because Aiden, my 7-year-old, goes up to the clerk. He's like, "Excuse me, do you have any Iron Fist comics that would be appropriate for my age range?" And like the kid's like, I think he teamed up with like Ultimate Spider-Man, so we can like look around and find.
Right.
But the clerk even told me, he's like, "Dude, no kids come in here looking for Iron Fist." He's like, and I'm like, that's okay. The 4-year-old wanted to be the Red Lantern.
Oh, you told him the Red Lantern story?
So I told him the Red Lantern. He's like, how's he even know about the Red Lantern Corps? So then when we're like checking out, he's like, so you guys going to watch the Super Bowl today? And Aiden with a straight face looks at him and goes, "What's the Super Bowl?" And the clerk just looks at me. I'm like, what can I say? I'm raising them right. You know, they know who the Red Lantern Corps is. They know who Iron Fist is, and they have no idea what the Super Bowl is.
You're
and
steering your kid in the right way.
the guy behind me gave me like a little fist bump, but you know, I don't know.
No discount.
No. The clerk was happy, but the guy behind me that gave me a fist bump later on, he was like the comic book guy from The Simpsons. He had the Cheetos on the fingers, and I'm like, maybe I should teach him some sports. Maybe that's not where they need to be ending up. But yeah, I had a proud moment, and you know, I watched the game, and it was just it. What was it? The last touchdown of the game where the Eagles player caught the ball, got knocked off his feet, but had the forward momentum going, and then he hit the ground and lost control, and it hopped up and everything.
Yeah.
I guess did the rules used to be just if you broke the plane of the line, it was a touchdown, or is that college rules?
I thought it was as long as you had possession of the ball.
Yeah.
But he hit the ground and then it popped up.
Right.
But then he caught it again. So would it be considered a fumble / catch it again?
I don't know, because like even when I actually did watch a little bit of sports, it was all about just you'd see guys dive and just get like the tip of the ball over that line, and all they had to do was break that plane, and it was a touchdown. But the more I think about it, the more I think that was when I was hanging out with guys watching like college football and everything else. So
yeah, I don't know. I know they change a lot, and I'm not knowledgeable to tell you all the rules.
Right.
I just like the game.
Even the commentators were like confused. They're like sitting there going,
they hated the Eagles, by the way.
Yeah.
They were not fans.
They were sitting here going, well, you know, if he was a runner at the time, or if they had written him off as a receiver, but he was a receiver, but he took so many steps. And it's like, dude, did he catch the ball or didn't he? It's like, how are you making this so hard on yourselves? So
I think the real winners are the fans because
they burned their own city to the ground.
Their own city. They won.
What a weird way to celebrate, you know?
Did you hear all the reports?
No.
Oh,
no.
they're good.
I heard there was a police scanner thing out where you could listen to all the.
So
what were some of them? Do you remember?
The basics, you know, broken windows, smashed cars, flipped cars, fires.
Right.
Throwing beer bottles at Patriot fans.
Mm-hmm.
They stole 2 cop horses.
Wow.
They stole them. I don't know how that even happened.
I hear those things bite people. That's probably not safe.
Probably not safe. They usually only bite assholes. So
They're trained.
Yeah, they're trained. And then they stole the ostrich from a zoo. Did you see that? You read that?
An osprey?
Ostrich.
Oh, an ostrich.
Ostrich.
Which makes absolutely.
I don't know how they got
those things are huge. Those things are
they're not
dangerous.
Small. And then there's like a bunch of videos of like a hotel, like I guess like a canopy they have, like an entrance of a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 20 people standing on it, and that caves in.
Mm-hmm.
And then some guy eating horse shit because he lost a bet.
You
saw that
I
one?
saw. I didn't watch it. I saw the title, and sometimes the title is enough for you to go, yeah, I can go without seeing that. Did you?
Of course.
I know you watch the strangest things, and then you send them to me. Like I almost feel like every video you send to me is almost like a Ring type situation. Like you're like, if I saw this, it's gonna live with me unless I trick someone else into watching it. And now you're cursed too. So now I just don't watch a lot of the stuff
Oh,
you
you
send.
don't?
You
Oh,
send
that's
some ridiculous
disappointing.
stuff. No, it's like I'm happy that you sent me something, but at the same, it's like when your
You're in
parents give
my
you
thoughts.
socks for Christmas. It's like thanks for remembering me, but I'm not going to use this.
It's usually gross too. It's nothing ever educational
No,
or that's gonna help you. Did you did you watch anything about Wingfest?
I have no idea what that is.
Philly does a festival before the Super Bowl. I think on a Friday or Saturday,
Hmm.
and they start like 8 in the morning and they run all night. And it's just a festival, it's a chicken wing.
And they do it every year, whether they're
And there's a
in
bunch
the
of people
Super
getting
Bowl or
drunk
not.
and just obnoxious and
Yeah.
just gross. And the winner was a woman, and she ate 501 wings in 30 minutes. That bathroom's destroyed.
That's ridiculous. 500.
She's a little skinny girl.
You know, I had a buddy who I never ate chicken wings, like, you know, because I'm not a sports guy. Like,
Okay.
I've had chicken wings. I worked in restaurants, but I never went out with the guys and got chicken wings and everything. But I was hanging out with this one guy who was really into sports and everything. He loved going to Hooters. He was that guy. Oh, let's go Hooters. They got
Right.
awesome wings. So we go, and this
they
guy would actually take a chicken wing and, like, put it in his mouth and pull it out with just the bone.
Oh, clean.
Yeah, just clean. And it just reminded me of all those old Tom and Jerry cartoons where he would take a fish and put it in and it would just pull out the bones. And he actually taught me how to do it. So now, like, when I do eat chicken wings, it's the most disgusting thing you'll ever see in your life. It's just you grab the chicken wing, you put it in, and you can't do it with drumsticks.
I was gonna say, is it with drums or
No,
flats?
it's with the flats. And what you do is you take them and you grab one end and you kind of push down a little bit so it just separates the meat on that end, and then you put it in your mouth, and basically you're just putting it all the way in, biting down, and just deboning it basically
It's
in
a
your
little
mouth.
bit different than how I do it.
Yeah.
I
No,
remove a bone.
I'm one of those rip apart.
I'm kind of like your buddy,
Yeah.
but I
Oh.
remove one bone.
You
on the
remove
flats.
one?
Yeah, you remove one bone, the small one.
Uh-huh.
Just crack, twist, and it comes right out from the top,
Oh.
and then done,
Huh.
clean.
Ah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. So once this is up, there's going to be a link to Kermit eating chicken wings. And you know what's funny? I'm sure there's some guy out in Minnesota with a total. I want to see a Puerto Rican.
Did you
eat
ever
chicken wings.
have you ever done a food eating competition?
I've never done a food eating
done
competition.
2.
Really?
Uh huh.
Really? How'd you do?
Pretty proud.
Did you place? Did
San
you?
Jose. I placed second.
And what were you eating?
San Jose does a they do a California burrito,
Mhm.
but they double it.
What's a California?
California burrito, it comes in like a it's a burrito clearly, but it's in a turkey pan, or you know those giant metal pans
Okay.
for like a turkey
Yeah.
that you can cook a turkey in.
Yeah.
That size.
That thing's huge.
Oh, it is.
So you got to eat one of those. In
Eat
a
one of
certain
those
time?
on time,
Mhm.
and it just whoever eats it first wins.
And how'd you do?
I came second.
You came in second.
I was
How
pretty
long
proud.
did it take you?
It took me 12 minutes.
12 minutes to eat a pan of burrito.
I was pretty proud.
Jesus Christ.
I want to do it again. I was telling her, but she's like, ugh.
I
tell my girl, she's like,
I
"Ugh."
think we need to set that up
I want to do it again. I haven't seen one. I've been looking around.
for
A burrito challenge. I like it. I can't do chicken wing challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Yeah. Well, if my friends at Gringos Locos are listening to this, we would love to host your first annual pan
I
burrito,
would do
California
I
burrito
would
eating.
so do it.
And, you know, I hate to say it, but unseen, I'm going to have to back my boy here. So we're accepting all challengers, except for the woman from Philadelphia who ate
No, she'll
502.
destroy
Oh, shit. She'd eat you.
I still challenge myself eating Chipotle burritos.
Do you?
I think my fastest time eating Chipotle burrito is 55 seconds.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't like Chipotle.
All right. I mean, I can't blame you.
I feel like the rice has absolutely no flavor to it. Like they say it's lime rice or whatever.
right. Or
and then-
cilantro.
And then they never. I don't know. I just. So when you put a Gringo's burrito in front of me and then like one of theirs, I'm like, I'm no. I eat their food and I'm still hungry.
I got to
That's not
experiment
good.
with Gringos.
Yeah.
I keep eating double D's.
Yeah,
I went over this with you.
Yeah,
I
we
need
gotta
to
get you-
experiment. I gotta.
Gotta get you out that.
Yeah. I need to get out of that
Mhm.
trend.
So was that it? That was it for you this weekend? You did the Super Bowl thing. You,
Super Bowl
you had
ate
a
like crap.
disappointing dinner with friends.
It wasn't disappointing. It was just.
Yeah,
It was a bit much.
yeah.
8 to midnight.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like you guys are really stuck in like the 80s. Like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to drive the DeLorean over to the melting pot, and then we're going to dip cheeses into cheese and meats into cheese and strawberries into like chocolate. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to my place because we got the hot tub cranked up. It just seems like such a when you said melting pot, all of a sudden I just thought hot tub time machine.
I didn't even wait. Is that like a thing from the 80s though? Like
the melting pot was the place like in the late 80s, early 90s. That was like this is where I have to take my date for a fancy night out.
That was my first time, so I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like I thought it was a buffet. Where you
Did you?
like have those chocolate fountains and you stick the toothpick in.
Oh, like Golden Corral.
I thought it was just dessert.
I don't know, man.
And then you just buy your plate. I didn't know you had to cook the whole meal.
I've never been to Golden Corral, but from what I hear, it's like why would you wanna go to like the fountain of chocolate that everybody that goes to Golden Corral
Double
goes
dipping.
to? Yeah.
Delish.
Yeah, it just I don't know. It doesn't sound appetizing.
I mean, I eat that Golden Corral. I can't knock it, but
Did you hear about did you see the SpaceX launch today?
no. What's
You
that?
didn't? What?
I'm at work, man. Once I'm at work, I don't get to be on TV or anything.
Elon Musk.
Okay.
You know the guy? They did the most powerful rocket launch today to see if his SpaceX thing could actually take payloads. So they launched at 3:45 today. You could see it. I mean, it was clear. And he was testing to see if the rockets could actually take off, carry a payload. And the payload this time was he launched his own car, sent his car towards Mars.
Mars?
Mars, and it was his Tesla.
Damn, that's rich. That guy's rich.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you can just be like, shoot.
I'm gonna shoot something to Mars.
Yeah. What I love is, over there you got who is it? Kim Jong-un? He's like, I'm working on a rocket that's gonna hit the U.S. eventually, and this guy is like, hold my beer.
And
He's like, I'm gonna make a rocket that can launch my car to Mars. So
that's funny.
I feel like, and he's like, and I'm not even a government guy. I'm just a private individual. So it's like, I feel like he's saying, come at me.
How much did that cost?
Oh, I don't know. He probably did it. This is the same guy who, when I believe it was Australia, was having like energy problems. And he's like, I can solve all your energy problems. Like every time they had a blackout or something, it took out like whole cities because their grid and everything else. And he's like, all you need is a super large blah, blah, blah battery. He's like, I can knock that out for you in a year for like 100 million or something like that, I think it was. And I think he said it on Twitter. And the Prime Minister of Australia was like, do we get a discount if you don't get it within a year? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then he went and actually built, it's like a few city blocks, it looks like. It's the largest man-made battery. And
he's Iron Man.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
He's Tony Stark.
It's ridiculous.
It sounds like you just gave me a plot for like Marvel's.
This guy... It's hard not to like him, you know?
Oh my gosh, he's
And if I'm not mistaken, I think he was actually chosen by, I don't know, we're going to have to fact check this. I think Trump had actually talked to him about coming on board as his director of blah, 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 and he was like, nah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but you even got to like a guy like that that's like, nah, I think
I
I'm doing
like
okay.
that part, but damn it, you telling me we got flying cars right now.
Well, yeah, we do have a flying car. It's on the way to Mars.
It's on the way to Mars. Well, are we gonna be alive to even know when it hits? How long does that take? That's gotta take forever. How long?
Best part is how we know if it worked. We gotta take his word for it.
Oh man, there's so many questions. How's he gonna track it? How's he know when it lands?
Yeah. Oh, here's something to make you feel worse about yourself. He's 46 years old.
And I'm over here learning how to podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh well. Hey, not all of us can be naturally gifted.
That's a rock star.
Yeah.
That is a rock star.
Oh well. Yeah. So let's see. Friday night, I drove down to the Miami-Dade Cultural Arts Center, a little bit south of Miami there, and took Carmen Valone with me, and we had that Black Box Theater gig, and we tried to avoid traffic, but we still ended up right in Miami, like at 4:30. So your GPS is saying the gig is 5 miles away, and it's also saying it's going to take you 45 minutes to get there. So it was just gridlock. Then we finally get to the gig. We checked out. We do a sound check. We go to the hotel, and I thought my kid's Pinewood Derby race was like the next day in the evening or afternoon. Nope, 10 o'clock in the morning. So it was one of those things. We drove down. Took us 5.5, 6 hours. Did the show. Hopped right in the car and came driving back. And I got home and worked on the kid's car.
Oh, you didn't even work on it yet.
What? No, I had worked on it. They were doing the paint job, but they were having some problems.
Okay.
And then, so I got home, and luckily it was just a bunch of touch-up stuff. With the
I saw it. It looks good.
Yeah, it looked pretty good,
It
right?
looked pretty good. I was thinking you were just going to have a block with wheels on it. Like, oh, my God, dude. That's horrible.
Yeah, it almost was. It took me, let's see, 2 trips to Lowe's, a trip to Michael's, probably about $65 to turn a piece of wood into a doorstop.
Did you have all the tools?
I had none of the tools. The only thing that I did have that came in handy is I wanted one for years, and I got one this Christmas, a Dremel with all the attachments. It's like a...
See, now you check my man card. I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh, it's like a little...
All right, don't make it sound like, oh, it's this.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's a little handheld. It has all these attachments, so you can put like a little engraving bit on it, or a little saw blade, or a little polishing brush. But it's like it's the most basic tool you can have. Most women have one of these to do crafts, so I figure it was the base minimum.
Most women have this to do crafts.
Yeah, like this is huge among the crafting community.
Okay.
Dremel. Yeah. So I mean, you need to get Dremel just to move up to woman, and then we'll talk about getting you like a power or anything.
Oh, okay. So
yeah. So I got that, but then I didn't have a saw, so I had to go out and get this coping saw type thing. And I feel like they named that saw after me. Like it's a coping saw. It's just trying to get through life.
Just trying to get through the day.
And yeah, that was horrible. And I think I told you last week I was scared because I was watching all these YouTube videos about the dads who get really hands-on and the
I thought you were gonna get
modifications
smoked.
they make. Oh, I thought for sure we were getting
I
smoked.
actually wanted to go see your face.
Yeah.
That disappointed face. Like,
Well,
oh, man,
it
this
was-
is going to suck.
It was funny, too, because we got there, and I had read in the rules that the car had to be under 5 ounces. Could not be over 5 ounces.
Okay.
And we don't have,
I was like, how did
I
you
don't
even
sell
weigh
drugs.
that?
Yeah. I don't have any.
Did you pull out your old
I don't
scale?
have any electric scales at the, go to my dealer. Nah, man, today just need the scale, So we get there, and we got there early, and we put it on the little scale thing, and I think his was weighing in at like 2.8 ounces. And they're like, oh, no, you have to bring this up to 5. I'm like, what do you mean? It just has to be, it can't be over 5. And she's like, yeah, but everybody is going to have theirs up at 5, and it's physics, the heavier it is, the faster it goes down. And luckily they had these like weights there. Now most people like put the weights, like shave the body out, put the weights in, and she's like, no, just go ahead and mount it to the top of the car. And Aiden had spent so much time working on the paint job that he's like, no, we're not putting that on top. I'm like, buddy, if we don't put weights on, you're gonna lose every, like, not that winning and losing is a huge deal, but I didn't want him to be like, all the cars are finished and his is still at the top. Yeah.
I mean,
so
you don't have to lose that bad.
Yeah.
Damn car doesn't even go. Go.
So we managed to put this, they were nice enough. They had one there, and we put on this little lead plate, and it had 2 screws, and we put it on, and it still left enough clearance for the track. And it brought it right up to like 4.9 ounces. So it was like perfect. And then he goes they do his first race.
So you put steroids on a car.
They do his first race, and he basically ties. It's 3 cars that time, and he basically ties with this other car, but the other car definitely had it. And it's different. It's not like a dad with a stopwatch anymore. They have the friggin' Mythbuster electric timers. It comes up on a board. It's down to the millisecond. And
NASCAR.
It is. And he had 2 more heats. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So they race all the cars, and then they had, for different age groups, they had first place. And in his pack, it's only him and one other kid it's a small pack. So it's only him and one other kid that are Tiger Scouts. So the other kid wasn't there. So he's just like, the Scoutmaster was like, okay, we got first place for the Tigers, Aiden, and like everybody's like, ah. And then one kid's like, yeah, because he's the only one here. And I just wanted to elbow this 9-year-old in the face. And you know me. It took all my willpower not to. And I was like, hey. So then they announced the wolf pack winner, and then they announced the bear winner or whatever. And then they go, okay, those are for age groups. Now here's overall standings. So out of all like 19 cars.
Right.
And they announced some other kid, Ethan, who was the one that edged out Aiden in his first race. And everybody's like, yay. And then they're like, Aiden Hurley. And there's like silence because y'all just got your asses handed to you by a Tiger Scout.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to find that kid and be like, what's up now, bitch? You ain't running your mouth. You ain't saying shit now, are you? Huh? That's right. You grab your little braids and your little beret and you walk your ass out the door. That's right. And then, and Aiden didn't even know what was going on. He was like, what? So they gave him this little stand for second place overall. They could put his car.
It's a proud moment.
Yeah, very proud. And then I was explaining to him, I'm like, all right, buddy, you know, you won 2 awards. Be happy with that. And then 5 minutes later, they call his name again for best paint job. So
I was gonna say you at least maybe won for that Iron Fist paint job.
Oh, it was pretty tight.
That's pretty tight. I'll give you
pretty
that
tight.
one.
And he picked the. I mean, I helped a lot with the how to do it, but he's like, this is what I want. This is where I want it. This is how I want to do it. And I'm like, okay, buddy, couldn't be prouder.
Yeah, I mean, man, again, it goes back to like the whole your kid's an Iron Fist fan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's rare.
Yeah. And I didn't want to tell him this, but like, I got home on no sleep, Saturday morning, and we're putting this thing together, and it got put the wheels in, and pound the wheels in, and all of a sudden I hear a crack. And
broke the
front, right where the axle goes in, chipped. So then I turn it over to start doing the other side, chip again. So then I'm like looking around my house. We got 20 minutes to get there. I'm like gorilla glue, and he's like, "Is everything?" I'm like, "Everything's fine." And
go to your room.
We get there, and I'm like, I just want him to have something that's not going to fall apart when it races, And yeah, I did great. So basically, it took me close to 35 years, but I finally won a Pinewood Derby.
Congrats.
I think that's what it is. That's how you got to look at it.
Pat on the back.
That's how you got to look at it. It's like when you're a kid, it's not you who's racing, it's your dad.
Can't say I've done it.
Yeah. I think I need to like take it back and get my name put on some of those trophies.
You need to go back there and start. You're gonna become one of those dads.
No. Everybody was very nice, and everybody was very helpful and appreciative, and it was a good experience for him. It was good, but I don't want him to get too used to winning, because I feel like it's a big setup for all the failures he has ahead of him having my last name. So, yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
So, as you can see when you guys see the video, we got a new setup / studio.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the first couple tries we were at a clubhouse.
Well, the first time we were at the Orlando Improv.
Right, which we might be going back there.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed. And
for like on the spot interviews or on location interviews.
Yeah, that's the game plan.
Cool.
But this will be the main for now until we change it up.
I like it. I like that. I don't know why we got the llamas in the background, but
That's,
llama.
That's how I look at the audience.
Mm-hmm.
They're staring at me, not laughing, not making, just eye contact, dead eye.
And mostly white.
Mostly white, and a single black guy I'm trying to make laugh. Just him. I just want to make him laugh.
So exciting week. Is it what's coming up at the movies this week?
Ooh, Black Panther. Yeah.
Have you heard any? Has there been any talk about it? Any leaks? Any?
Well, apparently all negative now.
What?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's wrong?
Freaking white people.
Whoa! Hey, what are?
It's like anti-Black Panther.
What are my brethren doing now? What do we do?
I don't know the details on it.
I didn't get the memo this week. Am I not supposed to like Black Panther?
No, you're supposed to like it.
I missed so many meetings.
I don't know. It's probably some KKK asshole.
Yeah, but it's
just bitching, talking about I don't know. They're mixing like the whole Black Panther comic with Black Panther movement back in what 60s,
early
70s.
Started.
Yes, so they're mixing those two.
Okay.
But I was like, man, this comic's been around forever. So
yeah, I think I was reading something the other day. The Black Panther character came out within 2 years of the Black Panther movement, and I think it went character then movement, and yeah, I don't know. Man, it looks amazing. If you can't see the connection, plus wasn't the Black Panther comic? Wasn't that Did Stan Lee take credit for this one too?
I didn't follow Black Panther when I was young.
Oh, because you're racist, obviously. They finally give a strong black role model, and you're like, oh, you know every character in the Marvel DC universe, but then Black Panther, you're like, oh, I didn't have time for that one. That is like
I like Shaq when he was Steel.
Oh, and you're the only one. But that's why it's great to be you. That's why it's great to be like Puerto Rican, Latino, everything else. You can walk.
Yeah, I can walk that.
You can walk in that world. You can say things like, "Yeah, I didn't care for Black Panther," and nobody's like, "Oh, he's racist." It's like, "Oh, he probably just didn't care for the storyline." It's like, if I don't like Black Panther, it's of course you don't, devil. You know, it's too much, man. It's all this.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean,
I enjoy your brown privilege.
Yeah,
I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna take that throne of the top.
No, you just you like being in the position where you're dark enough not to get accused of racism, and you're white enough not to get shot at traffic stops. Like that's exactly where you get to sit in life, and you're happy with that. I don't blame you at all.
I'm content with this.
Yeah, you are too. And, you know, whenever there's a huge problem, you just pretend you don't speak English and people give up and walk away.
Always. Always.
Does that work for you?
See.
Oh, I guess you don't want to go any further with this conversation. Okay, I'll back off, change something else. Let's see. Black Panther is a fictional superhero appearing in... it's another created by writer-editor Stan Lee. And guess who?
Who?
Guess who? Guess who else?
The creator?
Yeah. No, he's famous for getting fucked over by Stan Lee.
Oh, is it Kirby?
Yep.
It's Kirby, right? Yeah.
First appearing in Fantastic Four, number 52. This is from Wikipedia, so you know it's all accurate. In the Silver Age of comic books. What's the Black Panther's name? Let's see your Black Panther.
Oh, I know he's from Wakanda.
Wakanda.
That's all I know.
Do you think they threw in that vibranium storyline? It's vibranium, right? That Captain America's shield is made of, which can only be found in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Do you think that was the biggest? Like, how do we tie this guy in?
That's
with
a tie-in. That's a huge tie-in.
Here's the thing.
That's a sound because Captain America is like your poster boy for white power.
Jesus Christ. Really?
He is.
Really?
I mean,
and how shrewd of them to make Captain America knocking out Hitler
but good white power. Good white power.
Oh,
it goes straight up.
There's good white power.
There's good white power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he did punch Hitler in the face. So, I mean.
Yeah, in the whole Captain America storyline, if you can't see that Hydra is the Nazis, then, you know, they don't even try to hide it.
Yeah,
All their scientists
Hydra's
are like
Nazis.
German. We've recruited him.
Which I do like Hydra's salute, though.
What is Hydra's salute?
It's just double fists in the air.
Isn't it Hail?
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. It's catchy.
It basically, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some... And wasn't Captain America a character created to sell like? Am I confusing this with the movie? Like,
no, I think the movie's pretty accurate on.
They came up with Captain America to sell war bonds and everything else. Yeah. Or when they thought the super soldier program didn't work as well, they put him out on tour in that musical as like the
right.
Yeah, but I think actually in comic books, I think at the back of comic books they had
at the time they need a hero
for
standing up for America.
So. Well, that's going to be a good one. You can make it out to see it?
I want to. I mean, I will.
Mm-hmm.
I will. Yeah. I don't know when, but I will.
Who are some of the other great black comic superheroes, you think?
I like Static Shock.
Who's that?
See? Now look who's a racist.
Oh, no. I'm white. I'm automatically...
Okay. See.
I'm automatically unaware.
Static Shock, he's a DC character. Yeah. Static Shock's a DC character. What was the Green Lantern one? His name? I forgot his name. It's not Hal Jordan. It's was it Hal Jordan? I forgot.
No.
You got the Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we're running. Oh, Storm from X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Ooh, Jax from Mortal Kombat.
You're grasping. You're grasping. Oh, Power Man. Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Another
one I didn't know anything about.
What about isn't DC doing Black Lightning right now?
I haven't watched it, but everyone tells me it's great.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people tell me it's pretty good, but the costume looked horrible.
It looked real
It
cheesy.
looked really ridiculous.
Yeah. It looked like cosplay that you'll see at like MegaCon.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, all right, and then they're being serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Oh, another black comic book character, Bishop from X-Men.
Yep.
He was one of my faves. Yeah, man.
There needs to be more.
What the hell, Marvel? What's going on?
I was gonna say Cyborg. There we go. Cyborg.
Cyborg is new age for me because like Cyborg is still new to the game.
Yeah, but I mean he was just in the Justice
I know,
League
but
movies,
still,
so I figured we had to
he's
throw
still
him in
new
there.
to the game.
You want to give him an honorable mention?
Oh, Cyborg.
I like how they slipped him in because they're like, well, he's half black, half robot. He's kind of like Obama. Yeah.
What?
I just feel like he was like look, we don't want to go totally with a black superhero, but what we will do is we'll compromise and we'll go half black, half robot because we don't think our audience is ready for a full black superhero right now. No, I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay. Batman gets to be white, wealthy, privileged, and fight crime. But if you're going to let black guy in, it's like, you need to be a track star and half a robot, you know?
Oh, well, okay. Going to DC, you got Will Smith now. He's Deadshot now.
He's Deadshot.
Originally he was
but
white,
he still
though.
looks like he's going to cry in every scene.
Well,
He's
that's
got
Will
that
Smith.
Will Smith.
He's like popping on Instagram now.
Why? What happened?
I don't know. He got an Instagram account. He's very positive.
Did he go? Oh, he's positive?
Oh,
Is
he's
that
very
what's
positive.
saying?
He's
Well,
very motivational
maybe
speaker.
he's just in denial because his son's so weird.
Yeah,
Didn't his
probably.
son dress up as like an all-white Batman to
But
go
that's
to?
that's accepted nowadays, man. You
What
can't-
is? What's
the whole
accepted?
Dudes wearing dresses. I mean, not with me. I mean, you can raise your kid however you want, but I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. And you have it.
I wouldn't let my kid.
What? You're not gonna let your kid?
I'll tie his ass to the bed like this.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Wow.
No, I don't know how to handle that, but
This is a true story. My older brother wanted to get his ear pierced when he was like 14 or 15. So my dad was like, "Yeah, go ahead, get your ear pierced." And he's like, "And when you come home, I'll have replaced all your clothes in the closet with dresses." And he's like, "If you want to dress like a woman, I'm gonna help you."
That's my dad.
I'm your I'm like. And you look back now, and you're like, I can't tell if that was really supportive or just really
It worked.
No, because he got his ears pierced.
you didn't get your ears pierced.
Hell no.
See, it worked on someone.
I've never had the waist to pull off a short dress.
That was my pops, man. He'll threaten you.
Oh, man. Yeah. Your dad seems like a tough cookie.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah. What was he? Let's see. Martial arts, obviously.
Martial arts, military,
What military?
army.
What branch? How long?
Was it 12 years or 13? One of the two.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Let's just say 13. It sounds better.
Yeah. And that's why
Scout Ranger,
you
sniper.
You were born in San Antonio?
Close. El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas.
Yep.
Okay. Is that a border town?
Yeah, it's a border town. Border town right next to
But
Mexico.
you're Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican, Chinese, Dominican.
This all seems convenient. This seems like. Have you spent much time in tunnels? I guess is what I'm asking.
Hey, I'm legal, asshole. I got here fair and square.
I don't know. Some may say you're a dreamer.
I didn't come from no shithole country.
Whoa,
right?
whoa,
what?
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm
just
American.
Quoting then you're from a shithole country.
that's-
Well, not all the time, but lately it feels
And
like
Texas,
at times.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, things are bigger in Texas.
Not from El Paso.
So, yeah. So you lived there until you were.
Oh man, I don't know. I think I was born and then we left. I don't remember anything because I don't have any memory of my childhood. Like I don't remember stuff.
You don't remember like anything from your childhood?
I don't have any memory from middle school, like late middle school, so it's 8th grade, and that's even blurry. So my freshman year, I kind of remember, and then definitely my high school. I mean my senior year, I remember,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it from senior on, or what was it? Sophomore.
It goes freshman, sophomore, junior,
Yeah, so
senior.
freshman. Yeah, I remember everything from freshman on, so high school and on. But my middle school and elementary, I have no
Mhm.
memory.
And why
I already went to counseling for all
What
this.
what happened? But what happened? Why
I play martial arts.
martial arts?
Oh yeah, and just doing
So-
dumb things. Like I'll jump off roofs thinking I was Batman.
Uh-huh.
And,
Or like over walls?
over balls.
Walls?
Oh, walls? No, I wasn't jumping over walls.
So you're telling me you're legal, yet you say you have no memory of your childhood. So
It's all up front.
this is
Yeah, man, I don't have any memory, man. Leave me alone.
why you won't remember this.
Now I won't remember this, but yeah, I have no. It's like a little.
Do you still suffer with stuff like?
I get like little spurts of like memory,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't remember. Like my parents will show me photos, and I don't remember any of it.
How you know it was you?
I don't. I just take their word. I'm very.
I swear to God, you were on a milk carton at some point.
I look like a lot of kids are on milk cartons. That's for the record. I
I'm-
have that face.
You look like a lot of kids. Period.
Yeah, I
But,
have that. I have that the little Nino face.
So man, that's
Yeah, man. Blame martial arts. Too many kicks to the head, concussions, and
and that was at a very. I guess that would have been sophomore year. So you'd probably be what 14, 15, around that time.
Oh,
So you
sophomore.
were already. You are a fight. What year did? When did you
I've
start
been doing
martial
martial arts when I was 5.
Yeah, but
But
I mean to get to
I
the
started
level where you're
actually
taking
fighting,
shots to the head
yeah,
and stuff.
taking shots to the
that's-
head. I was maybe like 13.
Oh wow.
I started fighting.
Because I was in martial arts from the time I was in, I want to say 6th grade up until probably 11th grade, my junior year. And even in tournaments and sparring, like headshots were illegal. I mean, even in practice.
Yeah, not where I was at.
Not where you were at.
No, apparently I even fought in Germany, and I don't remember. My dad was
Now
like, yeah,
you
you fought
now you just sound like someone's great grandfather. I fought in Germany, I think.
Korea. So what happened in Korea?
Yeah, I fought in Germany. Which war?
Yeah, my dad would always tell me, like, yeah, you fought in Kentucky. You fought in California. I'm like, I don't remember.
Was this something you wanted to do, or was it your dad priming you for this?
Oh, yeah, of course my dad primed me for it.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't want to do it, and then I did it. And I don't. You want to make daddy proud. But, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
It paid off.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have my teeth.
Yeah, I don't
And,
know because both my brothers are like jocks,
Yeah.
and I was in theater, so I know nothing about making your parents proud at all.
I'm sorry.
Like, he's like, I take your brother shopping for cleats. I gotta take you for fucking ballet slippers. I'm like, they're called character shoes, Dad.
Character shoes. That's what they're called for real?
Yeah, they're called character shoes. It's just like basic black shoes that you can wear on stage.
Oh, I want to beat you up and take your money right now.
Man. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. I'll give you another concussion. From the sounds of it, you're not too good at this
we should
fighting
just start
thing.
brawling right now.
we should just, next week it's gonna be a wing competition followed by a sparring match. And
perfect.
We'll get the pan
We're going to
burritos
get
in
followers one way or the other.
there. Yeah, I don't know. And like I said, my kids know nothing about sports, and I feel like I need to start helping them on that, like buy them some baseball gloves or something like that.
Well, you got to teach them the art of losing.
Yeah, they're hurleys. They'll figure it out pretty quickly. Like, I think we've talked about it before. I'm just so conditioned in life that nothing good's going to ever happen for me that when something good does happen, I'm just really suspicious. For like a
The
long,
black cloud.
Yeah, like it throws me off. Like, and when something good does happen, I go, great. Now 3 bad things are going to happen to make up for this. That's just how my life.
I found $1. Shit, something's bad's about to happen.
Honest to God, true story. I was at a car wash. I was vacuuming out the car. I looked down. There's 3 20s all crumpled up on the ground, And I'm like, oh, my God, no one's around. It's like, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm just vacuuming out the car. I'm like, man, I just made $60. 2 days later, my car needs like a new water pump for like $1,100. So, yeah. God gives 60 and takes away 1,400. So.
Did you get in a lot of fights when you were growing up?
Oh, yeah.
How many fights do you think you got? Like good ones. Not like a little like push.
Oh,
and
good for me or good for the guy who won?
Both.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I took a lot of ass whoopings too. I admit.
I have lost way more fights than I've won in my life.
So your ratio is like.
It's horrible. But also the problem is I don't walk away from fights, which.
What do you mean?
Like all my brothers, both my brothers and my father are like over 6'3".
Okay.
They're all big. I'm the runt of the litter. And unfortunately, I still have in my mindset that I'm just as big as them. So like
That's a short guy complex.
it kind of is.
I walk around with that all day.
It kind of, but you handle it really well.
Do I?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always angry.
No, yeah. That's my secret.
Yeah, like Hulk, I'm always angry.
Yeah. So I don't know. And the thing is, once you lose your first 8 or 9 fights, you start realizing you're like, it's not gonna hurt till like 2 or 3 days. Like the actual fight, your adrenaline is so pumped up and everything else.
Right.
But I will tell you this: I don't like fighting anymore because
No,
it's like drinking hard. It's like it takes. I
takes
feel
a
like
toll.
I feel like Logan, old man Logan. Like my healing factor doesn't kick in the way it used to. You know, like you used to get in fights and go to work with a black eye 2 days later, and your boss is like, "You can't work. You got a black eye." I'm like, "I'm fine." And now it's like if I bang my knee on something, I'm calling out on gigs for the weekend. I'm like, "Oh, I don't think
I'm
can
experiencing that
tell
shit now.
jokes." Oh, it sucks.
I'm experiencing it. Like it's starting to catch up. I'm 35.
Yeah.
So
Yep, it just starts. It will. You know what's going to happen one day? You're going to sneeze and you're going to pull something on your rib cage from a sneeze, and it's going to take you out of
I
commission
don't
for
wanna
like
get
a week.
old.
It's too late.
Because I got punched in the face by like a teenager,
Yeah,
and I played it off like it didn't bother me.
But it-
shit. Oh, I want to go away, like walk away. Like I want to go sleep now.
I'll be honest with you. It is hard for me to recall a single fight I've won. Like, yeah, I don't think I've ever actually won a fight in my life.
So are you a fan? It sounds like you're a fan of fighting though. Do you watch boxing or UFC or anything?
No, not at all.
But you sound like you're a fan of fighting though.
I'm not a fan.
Not at all.
I'm not a fan. I'm just also I was raised.
But
on-
I seen you heated up one time, a couple times, and I seen you about to throw down, and I'm like, damn, Mike likes to fight.
I don't. I just
I'll just fuck it. I'll
like
make
to
you
fight.
believe it.
No, I don't like to fight, but I don't like walking away from bullies. You know, I was bullied a lot when I was younger.
See, I'm passive. I won't do that.
I
Bullshit.
know you're great with it.
I'm just
And-
like, okay, buddy,
Yeah,
fuck
no,
off.
No,
But the moment it happens, I'm throwing down. I'm not gonna be like
yeah.
I kind of wanted someone to punch you.
So you could jump in
at Porthole.
Oh yeah.
We did a show in
That was
Daytona.
funny.
And
And you're back there this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be
I
a
kind
good
of hope
show.
so, but I'll let the person punch Jersey like maybe twice before I jump in and stop it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, wow, you had a great set. I was like, oh, I kind of hope he pisses somebody off.
You know, I worry about that with my kid because I'm not worried about with Ollie. Ollie is such a tough little dude. Like, I'm worried I'm going to get calls because Ollie's beating up on kids. That's how I'm worried with Ollie. With Aiden, though, he's so sweet and nice and sensitive and everything else that I'm worried that when it's going to happen. I mean, kids always pick the kid that they think is weakest, you know, and sometimes people mistake like just nice people for being weak. And I know Aiden, and I don't want to be that guy. Like when he starts getting bullied, I'm gonna have to show up and beat the shit out of that kid that's bullying him. Like, what are you 11? You know, like one day he's gonna come home and be like, yeah, you know, Jared says that his dad can beat up my dad. I'm like, really? I'm gonna pick you up today. I'll pick him up. Which one of these motherfuckers is Jared? Jared, what's up? Bam. Just like that.
Fight a kid.
I will. It's not gonna be a fight. It's gonna be 2 shots. 1 shot to his face and him to the ground. That's
The rule is you got to be same height.
No. Then I'll call you up. You'll come over.
Okay,
You'll
just
take
call
care of
me.
it.
I'll take care of it.
No. But I'll knock out Jared. I'll be like, yeah, your dad might be able to beat me up. Didn't help you out today though, did it? You know. And then I got to call my dad to beat up his dad. You know, it's a long chain.
Why is it always the second kid's more aggressive than the first kid? I always see that with because I deal with kids at my karate school.
Yeah.
And the first kid
Mm-hmm.
pretty much is a pussy. I wouldn't call your kid a pussy, but I'm just saying like he's like
No. I'm just thinking because I'm the middle of 3 boys.
And the second one, man, he's just like he wants to beat the shit out of everything.
Well,
And he's the shortest one.
right.
And he's always angry and he
Yeah.
always wants to fight. But the first one is like, but you're telling me your brothers were kind of
They were both. My little brother's the biggest out of all of us, and he's the least confrontational.
okay.
You know,
I
but I
thought
think
they were
that
pretty
came from
thought they were
growing up.
rough.
That came up
Okay.
growing up the baby. My older brother was the smartest one out of all of us, and in his later years, he turned into one of the more confrontational, like hothead. But I think the temper just runs in my family. My mom's Sicilian, my dad's Irish. It's like, you know,
Oh, you guys-
we've never met a person we liked, you know.
Yeah,
So
you
it's-
guys got a black eye at birth.
yeah.
Love you, son.
Yeah, and You know, my dad taught me things that I haven't taught my kids because I look back now and I go, maybe that was all bullshit.
Like what?
Like my dad gave me rules on fighting when I like in 2nd and 3rd grade. He's like, look, I never want to hear you through the first punch, but I always want to hear you through the last one. And, you know,
That's
right?
good advice.
It's good advice, but why? I'm in 3rd grade. Why should I even be concerned about this type of shit?
Because shit's real out there, Mike.
Shit is real out there, you know. And I got suspended in 5th grade. I got suspended from Village Green Elementary in Port St. Lucie, Florida. And the reason I got suspended is a kid came up to me at my desk, and he was like, "Give me a piece of paper." And I said no. So he smacked the back of my head and took the piece of paper anyways. And he went and sat down. So what I did was I waited for him to sit down. We had those desks with the baskets under the chairs. And I pulled out my history book, and I walked up behind him and lifted the history book over my head and just came down on the top of his head and knocked him out.
Oh,
and everybody started freaking out. Oh, it was the cheap shot from hell. But I was crying before I did it. Like, you ever get so mad?
That's that adrenaline kicking in.
Oh, I was crying. So my dad.
It's a good defense and offense mechanism.
So we both went down to the office, and my dad got called out of work in West Palm Beach, drove all the way back, which is about like an hour and 15-minute drive. Shows up in the principal's office, and the principal's like, "Oh, we have to suspend your son for fighting." My dad's ready to kill me, and he's like, "What happened?" He took a piece of paper and he smacked me. And he's like, "What'd you do?" I'm like, I waited for him to sit down. He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because he's bigger than me." And he's like, "Yeah." And then I grabbed my history book and cold cocked him in the back of the head. He's like, "And why are you suspending my son?"
Oh my God.
And like he was mad at the principal. The principal wanted to give me 3 days mandatory suspension, and my dad was like, No, you're not suspending my son. My son if your teachers were doing his job, why is my son getting hit? Has time to get a book, walk over. Like, my dad, I think, created the stand your ground defense. You know? And finally, this is how my dad left the conversation. He's like, "Look, he's going to take off tomorrow from school, but not because he's suspended. You can write whatever you want on the paper, but because I'm pulling him out of school, I'm taking him to Disney World." And he took me to the Magic Kingdom. And he's like, "I didn't take you here because I want you fighting all the time. I took you here because you stood up for yourself."
That's a good story, actually.
It's good, but it kind of puts in your mindset, like, what do you reward people for? Because there's tons of kids like you.
For not being a pussy.
No, if someone took your paper, and you just went on about the rest of your day. And I admire those people. I admire those people who get cut off and go.
But how many times did he take your paper?
That once.
Smack you? Oh, damn.
That once. That's what I'm saying. Like, every day, I admire those people who can get cut off and just go, there's assholes who cut you off. Like, every time my life is about to drastically change because I pull up alongside and I'm like, "Pull over, let's talk." Like, why can't you just be normal and just let it go?
I think I'm passive aggressive. I don't do that.
I know you're great. Like, I always say about you, I'm like, you're usually the most dangerous guy in the room. You're the one everybody fucks with. I'm like, I'm just waiting for the day that I see you go, like, "I warned you all."
Yeah, I warned you.
Like, I feel like I'm the neighbor and you're the terrorist, and I've told everybody about you, but no one listens to me. And then one day you're gonna pop off, and I'm gonna be like, "I told everybody."
It takes a lot for me to do that.
You're gonna like murder 5 people in a bar fight, and they're gonna interview me. I'm like, "I've been telling them about him for years. Why am I still whispering?"
and still go finish my 2-minute set.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. So he taught me that, and then he also told us, he's like, if you're ever about to get jumped, if it's like 4-on-1 situation, he's like, that's the only time you're allowed to throw the first punch. And he's like, I don't want you to hit the guy who's running his mouth. I want you to scan and look for the biggest guy, because you might only get one shot. So put it where it counts. And he's like, and what you'll usually find is if you can drop the biggest guy because he doesn't see it coming, because he's just there being big, the little guys will be like, "Fuck, what the fuck," And he's like,
it's perfect.
He's like, if you're going to get your ass kicked anyways, you might as well be the guy who swung on the big guy.
And this is all in 3rd grade.
This is 2nd, 3rd grade-ish.
That's great advice.
Yeah. Oh, I think the best advice he ever gave me, though, that I filed this to the day. He's like, if you're out with a bunch of your friends, and one of you is a loudmouth looking to cause problems and realizes, he's got all his buddies with him, you let him get his ass kicked. If you're with a guy in your crew who's going out being that guy looking for a fight and he finds one, don't let him get killed.
Oh, so you're saying like your buddy's like he's actually looking at, like he's being a dick, but then the fight comes to him.
Yeah, he's the guy that
those
goes
are
out,
such shitty situations.
rolling with like 4 of his buddies, and he's just like being the loud one, bringing the fight and everything else, and then someone wants to fight him.
I've been in those situations.
Yeah.
They suck.
But if you're in a situation where it's 4 of your friends and someone starts fucking with one of you for no reason, then yeah, you're all in, you know?
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, why should have all this been going on in my head? Because I find my friends from high school and college who are successful never had these conversations. Like, they were getting the talks like, get good grades and go to college. And, you know, there's those dream jobs, but you should have a solid fallback plan. And you should, you know.
Man, I wish I could remember a lot of things, man. Like, I wish I had memories like you did.
Yeah, I'm sure one of your memories would have been your dad saying, keep your hands up.
Yeah. I remember I got in a fight in my front yard.
Really?
At my house, and my dad just watched. I remember that.
How'd that work out for you?
My dad coached me through the fight, and I won. That's all I remember.
Nice.
It was a military base. I've been a military brat.
Yeah.
So I lived on base to base to base. So there was nothing really to do but throw rocks at things. And
my dad, my dad worked days. My mom, when I was a kid, was a waitress and a bartender. She worked nights a lot. And when it was just me and my older brother, my little brother was a baby, my little brother would be in bed sleeping, and we'd be in the living room with my dad. And he'd be like, yeah, you guys go ahead and fight. like it really became like Thunderdome, Mad Max, and
your dad was like a King Sultan. Entertain me.
I always said this about like any fight I got into. There's no one I fought that ever hit me harder than my brother. Like, one thing about growing up with an older brother that you fought with constantly was, and you know, we hated each other, my older brother and I, when we were younger, but we would get in fights out. We went to the same high school for a couple of years, and we would hate each other, but it was one of those things, you're still family. So if someone fucked with you, it's like, no, only I kick his ass, you know, that type of thing. But man, I think I've come closer. We're talking about choke out, blackout, everything else, just fighting my brother. Then when you get hit in a bar, you're like, what are you, a bitch?
Yeah.
You know, that's, you hit me with an open hand.
I wish I had a brother to fight.
You'd have more concussions. You'd remember nothing.
I mean, I have a sister. That's it.
Yeah. So no. So I think to sum it up, I'm not good at fighting, and I'm even worse at walking away from a fight.
See, man, I thought you were like, I don't know. You came off as a guy that loves a freaking brawl.
Nope. Years of bartending and everything else. Like, you get involved, you break up. I'm more of the guy that tries to break shit up when it happens,
and then get punched in the face.
And then get punched in the face, and then I'm the guy
and then,
fighting.
Yeah, now you're fighting.
Yeah.
That's how
I used to tell people, I'm like, I might not win, but I'm gonna bleed on your shoes, and that's not gonna come out easily. You're like,
that asshole ruined my shoes.
Fucking yeah. I'll go into this move called the fetal position. You can't get past that defense. My policy is to let them kick me until the cops show up. So
well, damn.
Yeah.
All right.
How about you? When's the last actual fight you got into that wasn't, you know, martial arts?
I got in a fight at that club that's across from the other bar. What's that bar called? Shine?
Oh, yeah.
Shiner?
You got in a fight there?
Not really a fight.
When was this?
I would say maybe like a year, maybe 2 years ago.
What happened?
Just ignorance, you know, when people start drinking.
Uh-huh.
And I guess this guy was I saw him already. He was like dancing, and he was getting like really touchy-feely with a lot of people around.
Mm-hmm.
So I left, I walked, and I came back, and he tried to like reach to grab my head. I don't know what he was doing, but I just kind of did like a karate up block. But when I did it, I wrapped his arm and pulled him in.
Yeah, okay.
And then I pushed him off, and then he wanted to fight me, and I was like, relax, and I walked away. And Vaughn was working across. Vaughn's a big giant bodyguard at the other bar. And I was like, hey, if I get in a fight, will you beat me up? Will you hold me back or anything? He's like, I'll let you get a couple hits. I was like, all right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked back, even though Vaughn wasn't there. And the guy was like, yo, you want to fucking hit me? And I had a crew of all MMA fighters. So they're monsters.
Mm.
So I kind of like did like the whole like, well, if you're going to fight me, you got to fight them kind of deal. But, you know, I let him talk, and he started bitching and saying something. And I just sucker punched him.
You did?
Yeah, no, I'm not proud of it.
Yeah. Did it work out for you, though?
Yeah, I punched him in his nose, and then all my buddies just kind of blocked in front, and I walked out. And that was it. So I don't know what happened to him after that.
Wow.
And so I was just like, because like he kept trying to like he was doing like the whole like fuck you, you know, getting in my face and like I don't know.
Yeah, there's a point.
And I was like, all right, buddy. And
Yeah.
just a quick jab. Nothing hard.
That was another one of my dad's points. He's like, when you find out that the fight is inevitable, and
it's gonna happen.
Talking's not gonna happen, or talking's not gonna fix anything, then you might as well just go ahead. Because there's nothing worse than just watching two guys just keep barking at each other. It's like, all right, and then you get bored. You're like, oh, why don't you do something or what? It's like, all right.
I haven't gotten in a real fight. It's been a long time. I mean, I spar every week.
Yeah. I don't know. I watch some of these YouTube videos of like bully beatdowns, and it always leads to like two girls fighting. And I watch the two girls fight and go, man, either one of them would kick my ass. Like, girls are vicious, dude.
The scratching sucks.
Like, whenever, like, especially now with all, the hey, me too and everything, which, I'm like, not every woman, like, I feel like there's a lot of women out there that aren't as defenseless as a lot.
No, women kick ass now, man.
Yeah.
And they're doing MMA.
Yeah.
They'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
there's some powerful women out there. There's some women out there that if they had me in a car and they're like, so I paid for dinner, what's going to happen next? I'd be like, I guess whatever you.
I trained some chicks and trained with some chicks that would fuck you up. Fuck, and they hit like a damn ox. Like,
yeah.
All right, just relax.
Take it down a notch.
Take it down a notch. And they're just like, let's go.
Which only pisses, like, telling a woman to relax has never made a woman relax.
You don't say relax. You go, oh, that was good, and you walk off.
Yeah. Hey, calm down.
Calm down.
The quickest way to rile up any woman I've ever met is just go, hey.
Relax. Yeah, relax. Why is that a trigger? Why is that?
Don't you tell me to calm down.
Why is that a trigger? Like, hey, just relax. Everyone chill out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am relaxed.
You call her a bitch and all that other stuff. She's fine. Hey, relax. And
no. I got to learn something from you. I got to learn how to be just more passive aggressive, walk away.
But you're doing that now. What are you talking about?
I'm one of those guys. I'll walk through the mall and I have to chant to myself, flow. Just like be like water. Just go around. But every now and then that middle school short guy thing comes with like, I'm not moving out of the way for this. And it's like shoulder.
Oh, you shoulder bump people in the mall?
I don't shoulder bump them. They shoulder bump into me.
You're picking fights in a mall?
Picking fights.
Fuck you. I was walking the lids first.
And I'm on the wrong side of the mall. There's like, it's supposed to go in a circle. Right side is for that way, left side is for that way. I'm the swimming upstream guy getting pissed when people are in my way.
If anybody wants to fight Mike anytime, just go to West Oaks on a Friday and he'll be there.
I think I've had it out with sample guys before. Those sample guys that just stick their hand out. And I'm like, and just sample this, Knuckles.
What's wrong with that guy? He's a dick.
Yeah. I used to work in the mall, and like every day I would go by, and there was a guy at the kiosk with the little hand cream, and
hand cream.
Yeah, he had hand cream.
There's a dude giving out hand cream in a mall.
Yeah, but it smelled great. This was Treasure Coast Mall in Jetson Beach. But it was funny because I would go by, and like I'm that guy. Like, don't bother me. Don't make eye contact. I treat sample people like homeless people downtown. I'm like, don't make eye contact and don't slow down.
Yeah, like you're on your phone.
Yeah. And the Sprint guys, when you walk by their kiosk and you're on your phone, they'll still be like, hey, do you got good connection on that? You want to come up?
So annoying.
So this one guy, though, would doing the sample thing. And like one day I'm like, okay, fine, give me a sample. And it was great. It smelled great. My hands were so smooth. So like every day I go there and on my way to work, he'd be like, hey, I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, hey, you obviously like this stuff. A bottle's only like 30.
Clearly you only
he's like,
half my
a bottle's
sample.
only $39.99. I'm like, but I get it.
$39.99 for hand lotion?
Yeah, it was some like really top end weird stuff. And I was like, why? I see you every day. Because that was a pitch. He's like, you only got to use it once a day. I'm like, this is once a day. Why am I going to buy it? And then he turned into a jerk. Like every time I walked by, I'd walk up to him and he'd be like, no. Got really protective with the hand cream. So.
Freaking hand cream.
Oh, man. You ever have to work in the mall?
I never worked at a mall setting.
Yeah.
I worked at Best Buy. That's the closest retail I ever worked at.
Oh, really? You wore the blue shirt for a while?
I wore the blue.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you?
I loved it because I was working at Best Buy where technology wasn't really up to date yet.
Yeah.
Like there's around the times where like VCRs and DVDs, where DVDs were coming in and VCRs were built into the TVs. It was like a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Yeah, I remember I remember when the big thing was VHSs built into the TV. 1995.
Yeah.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah, like
$150. You could
Yeah,
get
like-
a set with the VCR right into it.
I'm shocked I never got fired from Best Buy.
You steal a lot of stuff?
I didn't steal, but I damaged a lot of stuff. I was a guy that would throw a TV from the top because they didn't have a warehouse back then. They used it to put the TVs, like TV display. It was so unsafe. And then on top was the boxes of the TV. So if you wanted a TV, I had to go get a forklift.
Yep.
I was not trained on.
Nope.
Wrap this rope around me, go up, grab this TV onto this platform and bring it down.
Yep. I worked at the loading dock at Lowe's, and it was the same thing. You had the forklifts, or you had the little person, the one
ladder.
person stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get the pallet, but you're like moving around, and everything's
Swinging,
top heavy.
and I'm being stupid with it.
They're like, oh, you got that belt and that lanyard that will keep you safe. I'm like, not when it all comes toppling down. It's
So
just gonna make sure I'm trapped under the machine when it falls.
I would throw TVs from that straight down onto the ground. This is like where on the flat screens where the Sonys were real heavy.
Yeah.
Like flat screen, but it was like heavy as hell to pick up.
There's no way they survived that.
I would throw it to get them down to stock because you had to bring the top ones.
Right.
If someone bought a TV,
Yeah.
I would have to take the box from the top and put it underneath the display TV. So it's just that way, if you came and you wanted, you can just take the box and go.
Sure.
So at night, I would just throw them. Me and my buddies would throw them. And then people would be like, so this is a good thing. Like, yeah, but you might want to get the warranty. Like,
And you're probably gonna be back tomorrow
you might be like, and,
to get another
and they
damaged
would,
TV.
and they- it'll be all
My
jacked
God,
up.
you thousands and thousands of
Oh,
dollars.
I did not care. I would DVDs, CDs. We would chuck them like Ninja Stars, DVDs. This was great. It was a good time to work because there's no cameras. There's cameras, but like it'll be like one camera. And once you know where the camera's, like, oh, so if I don't stand here, you can't see what I'm doing. All right.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. I used to play a lot of pranks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll like shove like whole sandwiches and burritos in the VCR, and then be like, it doesn't work.
It makes sense.
No, it doesn't. But it's hilarious.
I don't believe any of that.
We made our manager cry one time. It was great.
Why?
Because it's just me and like a bunch of people that had no business working at Best Buy. And like he was crying because they had to always make sales, but we didn't make commission. So he's like, we're not going to make it. Like,
You
so
just got your hourly and that was
right.
it.
So he dragged us out and he had like a meeting. And he's like, do you guys not care? We're like, what? Like, do you guys not care about the business? I am not making quota. And he just starts crying, dude, and we're laughing. Like, you know, whole like
Because it's all on the manager to hit numbers, and you guys are like, yeah, there's no incentive. We can come in here and do nothing and make exactly the same.
And then, you know, whatever. He got fired or whatever. Now he works at a market. I see him like selling like peanut brittle.
Oh, how long ago did you work at Best Buy?
It's 2000. I worked there for like 5 years. So
But you've been here in
Orlando?
Ocoee area for
Yeah, I worked at the one right here.
Oh, okay.
on Colonial.
And now the manager works where?
Selling peanut brittle at the markets on Saturdays, Sundays.
It's probably less stressful. You know what? I picture him after you guys put him in tears and he returned his 8th broken TV set of the day. And he'd just go home and he'd cry to his wife. And she's like, sweetie, it's fine. You've been working on your peanut brittle recipe. It's going to take off. He's like, someday, if I just don't have to go back there, if I can just sell peanut brittle in a farmer's market.
And I don't feel bad that I did all this stuff to him.
No, you seem unremorseful.
No.
Like if I was a judge in a courtroom right now, I'd be like, you know, the fact that you show absolutely no sorrow for what you put this man through makes me feel not bad about giving you lethal injection right now. Like I just see his family crying in the background. And you just be like, I don't care.
We used to smash his lunch.
Oh, what?
Because we were dicks. We would smash his lunch.
And then shove it in the VCR players.
Or we'll shove it in the VCR players.
God
his
damn
lunch.
it. And I'm just going to assume your manager was white.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Racist.
He was a white guy.
Racist. How can you do this to some poor, innocent white man?
But my friends that were doing it were white
you
too.
were one of them.
Yeah, but I mean, still, they're white. They're part of the cause. Oh, man.
He never did anything to you other than try to give you a job, and then you just...
Oh, man. And then he would like, because we'll get in trouble if we didn't put product back, but it always fall on him. So we'll get like DVDs and shove them in places where he was like by his station.
What did this guy ever do to you?
We're just dicks, man. I just
want me to be on time and do my job.
Dude, I was just a jerk, man.
Yeah. But you would think usually when there's a story like this, you're like, but I look back now, I'm a bit older, and I realize I
I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I have no remorse.
Still
It's great.
Just an asshole, man.
He's a dick.
Just a jerk. Feels so. I wish the guy at Shine had kicked your ass now. And then he's just like, that's for the manager.
Oh, man. That was great. I'm trying to think of some other awful things we used to do. We used to do a lot of awful shit. Yeah. Burnouts in parking lot on our breaks. And
finding out so much horrible stuff about you.
Oh, yeah.
I really thought you were like one of the nicest people I know.
My past is awful. At least
the past you
I
remember.
Yeah. It's all bottled up. Even the past that I do remember, I know I was a bad kid.
I don't know, man.
Whatever.
But you're on a good path
I'm
now.
on an okay path now, I think. It worked out.
Yeah, everything's going to be fine.
It worked out. So,
well, where we at?
I think we are pretty much topping today. We're hitting that hour. So
we're at an hour?
Yeah, man. That went by pretty fast.
It did.
Again.
Did we say anything of worth? I'm wondering.
That's for people to judge, not us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all we can do is be us, right?
Yeah, that's all we can do.
All we can do is do the show. And what you got going on this weekend? I think we talked about it a little bit.
I'm at the Improv tomorrow.
Are you? What's going on tomorrow?
Got a show with Carmen Morales and a couple other funny people.
Yeah.
And that'll be fun. And then I'm in Daytona or Port Orange. Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, huh?
We're at Jersey, the shithole Haitian sensation comedian.
Are you not excited to be working with Jersey?
No, because just Haiti's a shithole. They call it the shithole country. They just find it funny. Like Trump did that. And he's a dick.
Yeah. Do you think he'll be talking about his melting pot experience? Because he was there with you at the melting at the pot.
Not if I don't do it first to ruin his set.
You think he's got some melting pot?
No,
jokes?
he doesn't.
No. I am gonna be. Let's see. This Thursday, I'll be at Mother's West Chase in Tampa, Florida.
It's an interesting name.
Yep. And then I'll be at Niagara Tap. I believe it's Niagara on Tap in Largo, Florida on Friday. And then on Saturday, I will be at the Meisner Comedy Club. I want to say Meisner Comedy Club in Boca Raton, Florida. So it's a string of one-nighters this week.
Man, that's a lot of driving for you.
Yeah, the Tampa's not that bad. Tampa.
Oh, it's in that general area.
Yeah, Tampa and Largo are pretty close together.
That's cool.
And then the Boca thing, you do it. So.
Well, cool.
Yep. So.
Well, this has been another episode of Obligatory Podcast.
Yep. If you want to follow me online, you can check me out at MikeHerlihy.com. That's Mike with a Y. HERLIHY. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And I got to learn to use Instagram. Oh, we didn't ask me how my diet's doing because we talked about my diet.
How is your diet doing?
I think I've had 2 more sodas than average.
And you ate a slice of pizza after I sent you the meal plan.
It was, believe me, you send me that meal plan, it goes ding, 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 and I just finished a slice of pizza. And that's the problem with being on the road and stuff, man. It's like bad choices.
We'll work on it, man. I have faith.
I got to work. I need to lose the weight, man.
You're going to lose it.
I need to get down.
We'll get you on a plan.
We need to.
Yeah.
We need to. Okay.
Well, you can follow me at Kermit L. Gonzalez, and that's all the platforms of social media right down the line.
Kermit L. Gonzalez. And, of course, the L stands
we went
for
over this.
Lioness. Female lion.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was the obligatory podcast for February 6th, 2018. Oh, do you got some of your weird music?
I'm doing some weird music. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
This is definitely us all the way. Okay. We'll be back next week. Give us another chance, please. Please. Yeah. We're learning. You're learning. You're learning about us. All right. We'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Bye.